this woman, Crystal Peters, and if you don't recognize the name, if you don't know who that is, neither did I. No one does. She's no one. Anyway, she tried to organize a protest against a drag queen story hour at a library in Ontario, and about 5 people showed up, including Canadian rapper King Nico, who also no one knows. Now that big group over there, right there, is the counter-protest group that showed up when they heard about her original protest.
Why is this okay? Why is this okay? This is not okay. It's not okay. This is not hate. It's puberty queens. 10 years old. That's hurting kids. That's hurting kids.
Now, going after drag queens and Drag Queen Story Hour is unfortunately nothing new. But what is nice to see is the huge counter-protest turnout in support and defense of the LGBTQ community, which is a great way to quell something like this. Now, if you're wondering what book she specifically has a problem with, the one she's holding in her hands, it's a children's book from Healthy Kids Canada called Gender Identity, and it discusses the concepts of trans identity and when questioning of gender identity might begin for a child. Which is super important because if an individual is trans, they're trans. Whether they find out when they're 7 and they learn that it's normal and acceptable and they're still loved, or if they find out when they're 20 or even much later down the road because they're afraid of not being loved and not being accepted. They're still trans. They're going to be trans no matter what. But you have the people who refuse to believe it or are absolutely against it. And for an example, some of the comments on this video when it was posted online are as follows. Why do people strive to have children around sexual environments? I'm siding with the lady on this one. What sexual environment? You're the ones sexualizing trans people. They're just existing. Or, the fact that more people are not protesting that blatant sexualization of children is the saddest part of that video. Why would a grown man want to read to children while wearing lingerie? Let me show you a picture of what the drag queen was wearing in the story hour that they were protesting. I don't see any lingerie. This is one of the most modest outfits I've seen on anyone in quite some time, to be honest. I think it's more than appropriate. And last but not least, this person who thought they had a gotcha moment with, why isn't the media allowed in, perverts? I'm waiting, this should be golden. The media was allowed in. There was media in the story hour reporting and recording the story hour. The people against Drag Queen Story Hour are operating almost entirely off of lies. So if you have a problem with Drag Queen Story Hour or trans people or the LGBTQ community, maybe it's time to ask yourself why. What is the reason you have a problem? And then maybe Google it for free to see if it's actually true. Thank you so much for watching. If you got something out of this video, please like and share it. Consider subscribing to The Breakdown on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.